Yo, what is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 7 of the Posh Push, here with Peterborough in the Sky Bet League 1. Last episode, we suffered a defeat at the hands of Bristol City in the league. However, we did win in the first leg of the Johnson's Pates Trophy South final. So that was okay. Today we have the second leg from that, but first and foremost we have the FA Cup 5th round against Sheffield Wednesday away from home. And first things first, there's just one game to recap on, and you might be able to tell by the morale. It didn't really go to plan. The players, they've taken a hammering over the last month. We've had such a good season, and for the first time in a little while, perhaps our abilities are being questioned after just a solid start and an unbeaten period of dominance. There are questions being raised about our team. 3 back-to-back defeats in the league. Everyone we scored in, however, and we've slipped down to second, so that is less than ideal. Slightly concerning, however, hopefully, if we could get a win today, that might just help our team a little bit. I did try a team talk. That hasn't gone our way. I will just quickly cover the game against Crawley. It was a bit of a bloodbath. Lots of players being booked on my team. You can see here, it was just it epitomised our team's mood right now. Will Keane, our striker, as well, getting injured again. He's an injury-prone player of sorts. I wouldn't say it's like a kind of a specific weakness of his, but again, getting injured, not for the first time this season. Really disappointing, and he is going to be out with broken ribs. It's a shame. You can see here, he's not had too many huge injuries, just a few little ones, and then that twisted ankle, but that was disappointing. And yeah, the last game was a hard one to take. It's hit our players hard. It means that against Crawley this year, we lost both games, which is, I think, a one-off. I think they may be the only team to beat us twice so far this season, and that is incredibly disappointing. They actually took a lead in this game through a well-worked goal where Hemmings got on a ball at the back post, and I was worried at this point. I even had the right tactic this time. I did end up mixing my system up a little bit by this stage in the game as we entered the 60th minute, and it kind of paid off for us. I think it was Sombalonga with the goal that actually got us kind of got us back in this game. It was a poor mistake by them. Payne winning the ball out the field, a tidy finish by him. But unfortunately for us, as I said, we had a sending off to Olcott, our right back, after I'd made 3 changes, and it hit our team hard. And then in the 90th minute, we cracked, and it was disappointing. Sinclair there with a really tidy finish for them. So as I mentioned, that is our 3rd defeat in the row in the league, and I am a little bit worried at this point. We did have a few tough games, but still, Crawley, they're not great. They are not a great team in this league by any means. You can see here they're in 11th, so that was a disappointing result to take. All in all, the league is fairly tight. We are still, you'd say, kind of comfortably in the kind of top spots, in terms of looking for promotion. However, 8 defeats is pretty disappointing. We're in the kind of top 6. The only team with more defeats is Scunthorpe. It's just a lack of drawing games, which is kind of meaning that we've won a few more than other teams, I guess. So, on that bombshell, we go into today's game against Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup 5th round. Sheffield Wednesday themselves overperforming in their league. They are 15th after 22 games. You can actually see they are behind Wigan in the league, and of course Wigan were the team we beat in the previous kind of tie in this competition. So, we will go into this game. Howard Webb is reffing. I swear Howard Webb refs every game in Football Manager, but we'll allow it. So as you can see, I've got some players out through suspension. I've got a few more out injured. It's not looking too great for us on kind of overall. I'm going to switch to our counter-attacking tactic. Our system wants to mix things up. Our players overall are looking fairly tired as well. I may have to change our team trading focus to fitness, because it's kind of becoming an issue at this point, especially with our squad really being cut down to size for this game. We'll see how we get on here. I'm a little bit perplexed, I've got to be honest. It's going to be tricky, this game. I'm going to drop McDermott for Delfonso, and hopefully that'll bring us some joy there. But our defence is pretty tired, but we haven't got options because of the suspensions at the back, because of some of the injuries we have to other players. So yeah, we'll see how we get on this game. We have, of course, also got the second leg of the Johnson's Pates Trophy to contend with. So perhaps a little bit of fixture congestion given our cup runs coming into this game right now. So we'll see how we get on here, get the instructions set up properly. yeah, it's going to be tricky, but this is the kind of game where we can look to bounce back. It's either going to go one way or the other. We're either going to get a win here and it can maybe re-kickstart our season. We will be playing in white here as well, just to make you guys aware, in our away strip. Or we might get absolutely destroyed and it hurts our confidence. But Sombalonga with a chance. 2 minutes in and we have a clear-cut chance and we've missed it. That is not what you want to do in these big games. In these big games, against teams in the leagues above you, you need the rub of the green. You need to take the chances that come your way, and we've missed out on one there. But we have got a chance here. Free air, giving the ball away to Fisher. Baldwin will collect, however. Maybe we can build from the back. We are playing our counter-attacking tactic. A Sombalonga, Taylor, and he smashes over the crossbar. Again, really disappointing stuff here. Even the police are getting involved outside my house. They are not happy at what is going on. I don't know if you could hear that. I can't wait to move out my university flat just for the lack of background noise, because it's been an issue actually, more of an issue than I remember it being in my videos over the last few episodes. So, anyway, it's still 0-0. We're doing okay here right now. I say that might be the curse of the commentator kicking in, because now Sheffield Wednesday are on the attack here. Helen down the left hand side into Gary Medine. We'll look for Trotter with a long range effort. It's gone over. It's a wasted chance there for them, but that might be a little bit of a warning. Looking at the possession, they're having a lot more of the play. They've had more shots. We have had more clear cut chances. Perhaps we can use that to our advantage as Sheffield Wednesday perhaps feel the pressure to push on and attack us. We can exploit any space that is left behind. Of course, for them to really feel the pressure to attack, we need to still be in this game. And the longer that we can go on without conceding, the better. But we are on the attack again here. Taylor! And this time Westwood, the goalkeeper, with a save. Wow. I don't really know what to say. This is a game that we could be doing so well in. And yet right now we've just not taken the chances that have come our way. Maybe we have a chance here. Taylor, Mason, and he kicks it straight at the keeper. In the same highlight, another good opportunity goes a-begging. And whilst, as the commentator pointed out there, I wouldn't be too disappointed with my performance. Given how we've played, we could and should be winning. So I've told my players that. They're looking fired up. That's what I want to see. Good to see the discipline get back in kind of at him, because we did have 6 yellow cards against Crawley in that last game, and that hurt us. And to say we are missing 2 first-choice defenders, so far, so good really against the championship team. This is a very good sign. The cup competitions have kind of given me a little bit of a chance to gauge myself against perhaps teams in the league above me who hopefully will be kind of challenging next season. And so far, we're standing up pretty well to them. But now Sheffield Wednesday on the attack, and Gary Medine will bury a goal for them there. It won't count. The assistants put up his flag. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lino. The goal is disallowed, and with 60 minutes left, we are still right in this game. Chance here, free air. Looking out wide to Delfonso. Sombalonga looking for that kind of direct through ball. Unfortunately, nothing going for us there, but Baldwin picks it up. Can we create something here? There's some space in behind. A Sombalonga, Mason, Delfonso. Pugston with a fantastic tackle there, but still we try and pressure them here. We try and pressure them, but you can see they've got a few men over on the far side here now, Sheffield. We defend well. This is really end-to-end stuff. Both teams willingly exchange position. And a Sombalonga with a chance. He smashes it straight at Westwood. Of course, this game, if it is still 0-0, will go to a second leg, which is not really what I want given our team's physical conditions. But right now, it seems to be what my players are playing for, because we're not taking any of the chances that come our way. Ball's dropped. Kumalo! He scores! 1-0. Let's go, boys. Peterborough take a lead. Away from home against championship opposition, and the South African Kumalo coming up with a goal from a set piece. And it's not the kind of goal I'd expect to see from my centre-back on a set piece. I've got to be honest. Ball comes into the box. There's a bit of a scramble. I think there's... Wait, what the hell? Okay, if you're not watching, because I know some people watch tabbed out, I just want you to watch the magic trick here. Magic. Okay, so you can see that the amount of Sheffield Wednesday defenders and Westwood in goal. Just watch how many of them pile into him here. I think there's 7 players in that cluster. Now, I don't want to say there's a match engine bug here, but I've never seen a corner where the keeper's gone for the ball and I think 7 defenders. 1, 2, there's 8. 8 I can't count. So essentially 9 players on one team go for the same ball. I want to watch it again. It's like a magic trick watching them all go into the cluster and then come out. So, again, there's 8 players defending. And in fact, I think there's 9 players defending the corner here. And all but 1, including the keeper, go for the same ball. It's like a magic trick. Ball comes in. It's mine. It's mine. And they all jump simultaneously. And it just kind of falls to my players, who seem to kick it out the keeper's hands. I don't know how that's gone in. That was very weird. If you've seen anything like that before in Football Manager, write it in the comments, because I can't recall anything like that ever. But that was incredible. It's like watching how many people can fit in a mini. How many people can go for the same ball. You know, like the world record attempts where you get all the gymnasts and they all get crammed into a car. It was like watching that in the penalty area. Either way, though, I'm not going to complain. It's 1-0. Take a bow, Kumalo. Right, we can skip the highlight now. That was getting a little bit... It was dragging on just a tad. But anyway, we've now got to defend this now for 20 minutes. I may even look to get a few fresh legs on. Oh gosh, we've given the ball away here. Wow. What a miss by their player. Let's make some subs here. Sombalonga's had a very poor game. Let's go on Barnett for something slightly different. Boswick is looking tired. I'm going to bring in... I was going to bring in Payne, but he really doesn't fit that role too well. I don't want to change the back 4, really. I'm going to have to stick with that. I've not really got a defensive option midfield-wise. I could bring on Ferdinand to play the defensive midfielder role, but he's just not kind of... He's a big step down from Boswick, so I'd rather not, even at the risk of playing a slightly tired player. Right, let's go contain for the last 3 minutes of this game. Hopefully see out this result. 1-0 would be amazing here, but there is a late sting in the tail potentially. Sheffield Wednesday with possession. There is 2 minutes left on the clock. I'm a little bit worried here. We've held on for so long. Am I going to regret going to contain? I never go to contain. Maybe it'll pay off for us as Friere goes forward. Mason, just pump it up. Alfonso, use your pace, son. Oh, it's end-to-end. Boswick, Taylor, and he's smashed wide. But that's okay, as long as it wasn't a highlight their way. There is 2 minutes left to hold on. If we could reach the FA Cup 6th round, that would be incredible. We've had a very kind draw, it would have to be said. You know, we've avoided Premier League opposition for so long. But I'll tell you what, getting to the 6th round of the FA Cup is no mean feat. I believe that works out at the quarter-finals. It's going to be good for our TV money as well, playing against, hopefully, a fairly big team and maybe even getting a win. Imagine! Can we dare to dream of winning the FA Cup? Probably not. But I'm going to get carried away and say, why can't we win it and qualify for Europe in League One? Why not? We are on an incredible cup run right now. We've taken out 2 championship teams and we've shown some character there to get a win. That was a very good performance, boys. People had us written off. Apparently the pundit predicted a win for Peterborough. Apparently. Who knows? Anyway, that's a great result nevertheless against Sheffield Wednesday. We'll also get to watch the FA Cup draw this video because it's immediately afterwards before we play Swindon in the second leg of the Johnson's Paint Trophy game. So we've got that to look forward to too. Right, let's skip through these. South Africa boss was spotted at the game. Send assistant. I never do the press conferences. I'll occasionally do them if I just want to piss off a specific manager. It's kind of the only time I'll ever do it. So apparently the FA Cup 5th round provided no shocks. I guess Sheffield Wednesday, because they're kind of a recently kind of promoted into the championship side, perhaps their reputation isn't as high. But anyway, let's view the draw here. So this is the quarter-finals. Let's put the automatic draw on for added pressure. So there's a few teams in the hat. A few of the big teams have gone. Man City, the only real big team, and Tottenham, I guess. I'll tell you what, QPR and Reading wouldn't be bad, or Leicester and Leeds. Leicester or Leeds, I'm pretty happy with that. I've got to be honest. That could be a hell of a lot worse, taking on either Leicester or Leeds. I'm a happy bunny. That is a nice draw. We could still make the semi-final. I'm just going to be as optimistic as possible. I mentioned last episode I brought Dilakin on loan. He's not that great. He's not bad, don't get me wrong, but he's only really a backup option to Bob, because Bob's probably better. And Bob's played for Austria now. I mean, watch out. So we will terminate that loan. It's not the end of the world. I haven't really got a backup keeper. That's the only worry. But Bob, so far, he's not had any injuries, so I'm not too bothered about that Delac loan. Plus, we weren't actually paying any of his wages anyway, so it wasn't exactly a massive deal that I kind of did. It was just, I guess it was more that I got bored at the end of January, and with Chelsea being an affiliate, I could get him in on loan for free. It was kind of a case of, why not have two goalkeepers who are equally as good? The reason why not is because one of them will get mad, as we've just seen. But no, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. So, good crowd expected. Right, Johnson Paint Trophy, South final, second leg. So the winner of this game will have a trip to Wembley to play in the Johnson's Paint Trophy final. I will check the rules. I remember mentioning last episode about the away goals rule. No doubt someone will have answered in the comments of the previous video. I am recording this, however, prior to that being uploaded, and for that reason I don't actually know. I don't actually know the kind of the situation. So away goals used if scores are level. Okay, so it is away goals. So against us, Swindon did get one away goal. So if they were to win 1-0, that would be us out. So I've got to bear that in mind. Right, who does my assistant want to play? He wants to bring in Mendes Lang back into the side. Friere will play at left mid, and then Payne comes in. We are still struggling for fitness in a few players, but we're getting there at least. And I've got the biggest squad, and of course you can only have 5 subs anyway, so it's not too bad right now. We'll go with this team. We'll go with that team. I'm quite optimistic of our chances here. Hopefully we can continue our good run in the various cup competitions we're in with a win here. A final would be superb. Right, I expect you to keep this run going. Okay, the players didn't like that. I just want to cheer you up. Jack Payne, what did I do? He looks stressed. Someone give him a stress ball. Someone cheer him up. Give him a cookie. Give him a bourbon biscuit. Just make him smile somehow. Right. It's 0-0. There's a chance early on here. Oh my gosh, they've almost scored a screamer. That would have been incredible. I would have just stood up and applauded. But it didn't go in. Away goals do count, as I mentioned. So 2-1 up in the first leg. A goal for us would be huge, because it would basically say to Swindon, hey, you have to score 2 now to get kind of back into this game. If Swindon get the first goal, there is suddenly a little bit more pressure on us to go out there and, I guess, grab the goal. But right now, it's fairly 50-50. But Swindon on the attack again here. Sorry if my match engine is a little bit jumpy, guys. I can see it myself. Oh, go on. I'll explain why in a second. Oh my gosh, we've been given a gift. Thank you. I would stand up and applaud the assist, but my microphone would pick it up horribly. Yeah, I was just saying the game's stalling a little bit. The reason for that being is I'm actually rendering the previous episode. My word. And I'm giving you the insight into football manager YouTubers. Yeah, we render videos whilst recording the next one. My word. A Sombalonga. I want to say it's a crazy effort from 30 yards. Quite frankly, it's crazy goalkeeping from 30 yards. But I'm not going to complain. So as I mentioned, that first goal is important because it now basically says to Swindon, hey, you need to score a load. If we can score again here and make it 4-1 on aggregate, it would actually mean that Swindon need to score 4 because of away goals. So that is kind of my aim right now. If we can get one more goal, we are in the driving seat. And we will be laughing, hopefully, all the way to the final. Oh my gosh, Mason, what a goal, son. I want to say what a goal. I'm going to take that back. I'm going to say what a finish. The finish was great. The build-up play was a bit like out of the park Sunday League. The keeper just boots it. No one meets the bounce. That's what you learn in Sunday League football in England, because everyone plays hoofball. It's a case of meet the bounce. No one did it. And that's why. It's park stuff. But Mason with a goal there for us. He hasn't scored too many this year, the advanced playmaker, especially with Mellis coming into the side and kind of fulfilling his role and kind of making him second choice. But even with Mellis out with his torn calf muscle, he's not done too much for us, but he's turned up here, and a Sombalonga, he scores too, and that's Mason with the assist. My word, 5-1. I'll tell you what, coming into this episode, I was very nervous. Our team morale was down. We lost 3 in a row in the league, but we had still got the cup competitions to cling on to. I'll tell you what, right now, if we can take this form into the cup, that would be great. I think I'm playing on counter again. If I'm playing on counter again, I'm just going to play counter. I'm going to play counter all the time. I've given up with the old system. I will go back to the old system, I should point out, but it's working for us right now playing the wrong system again. This is becoming a recurring theme. Right, I'm pleased with how things are going. If you're watching the video, you've probably been screaming at me, Jack, you're playing the counter tactic again. Well, we are away from home. I probably would have played it here. Maybe I need to start doing that in the league. Start playing the counter tactic away from home. That might be the answer to kind of solving our form. Alternatively, it might aid our demise, but right now, it's working wonders. Swindon with it all on their shoulders in terms of the pressure, but they've got a chance here. Pritchard will score for them, but they are going to need 4 more goals. And unless they pull off the craziest Football Manager comeback ever, I'm just going to get out my deck chair still. I wish I had a cocktail right now. If this was an actual match and I'm a manager, I've got my deck chair out, I've got a cocktail in one hand, Hawaiian shirt on, I'm loving it. I'm just having a party. Might be a little bit disrespectful. Swindon's a lovely place to go on a holiday, don't get me wrong. I don't even know where Swindon is. Gonna be honest, gonna hold my hands up. I know it's not in my neck of the woods. My word, if they score again. Okay, it's a corner. Panic over. Whew. 20 minutes left for us to hold on. Right now, we're doing okay. Right now, we are doing okay. I want to say Swindon's in the southwest, but that might be completely wrong. It's definitely not in the East Midlands area, or not. It could be. No, it's not in the northeast. I don't know where. It must be southwest. I'm going to stick my head out on the line here, and this is a geography lesson at this point, because we don't need to learn how to Football Manager, because right now we're beating Swindon comfortably. So instead, we're just going to have a chat about geography this episode. I'd be curious, just to ensure that I'm not a complete idiot, like, do people know where Swindon is on a map? I mean, if you're from Swindon, then you'll know where Swindon is, I hope. But if you live in the middle of nowhere like me, I mean, and if you're sat at home going, Jack doesn't know where Swindon is, what a noob at life. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a map, I'll give you a little drawing pin, and you can put it where you think Lincoln is. Because I guarantee you won't get it right. Unless you've lived in Swindon and Lincoln, in which case, congrats, you've outfoxed me there. Anyway, whilst I've been rambling on about literally nothing, Assombalonga's made it 4-1. That's his 31st goal of the season. Take a bow, son. Take a bow. What a man. 6-2 on aggregate. I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy. Mason, can we pile on the misery? We want 7 on aggregate. Oh gosh, they're on the attack. Anyway, we've had 6 shots here and scored 4 goals. I can't work out if that's just being clinical or if that's just the tactic being absolutely amazing. But either way, we've won. We've won. Well done, boys. I didn't make a sub there. I was too busy talking about geography. Assombalonga with a hat-trick. What a man. So, what does that mean? Well, that means that we're in the Johnson's Paint Trophy final. And we will be playing Notts County, who, of course, are one of our kind of top of the table. Well, actually, they were one of our top of the table rivals. They've fallen right off the pace. During the game that we just played as well, or it might have been the 5th round, sometime during this episode, everyone around us has played an extra game, and we're still clear of Sheffield. So we've still got a little bit of breathing space. Unfortunately for us, MK Dons did win, which means that they kind of keep their gap over us and put a little bit more pressure on us to go out there and score. Not score, and get some wins. Right, so now I need to check our fixtures and actually work out when these big games are coming up. So, the Johnson's Paint Trophy is on the 29th, so that's quite a way away. When is the FA Cup? Now I've got to plot my season around the different games. 6th round, does it have dates? It doesn't have dates, that doesn't help me. Right, well, I don't know when the FA Cup's going to be. I don't know when those games are played. What we'll do is, I'll be back for either the Johnson's Paint Trophy final, the FA Cup next round, or, the MK Dons match, because that's going to be a big one if we're still chasing them. That's going to be a huge game for us to try and get a win in, given the fact that they're now pulling away a little bit, and they are kind of semi-local rivals to Peterborough too. So you guys have that to look forward to. As always, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. Some good results this game, some geography in there for some good measures, some appalling defending by Sheffield Wednesday from set pieces, and I guess you could call it magic, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to wrap things up there. If you want to let me know where Swindon is on a map, maybe you want to let me know of crazy FM stuff you've seen, like 8 players going for the same ball, feel free to leave it down in the comments. I do always read the comments, and I do greatly appreciate them as well. Of course, if you've enjoyed the video, you can hit the like button. Right, thank you for watching as always. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.